Am I the asshole for calling my wife out for never doing the hard chores? I'm gonna say no. my, my initial reaction is no. The only way that I can say it being a yes is if they agreed that that wasn't going to happen, you know? My wife, 40 female, and I, 39 male, have been married for 7 years and have 2 kids, 4 and 2. We both work full-time but have different schedules. I work a standard Monday through Friday 40-hour work week. My wife's job requires her to work Saturdays, so she takes random days off during the week to compensate. Both our kids are in daycare during the week. When my wife takes a day off during the week, she will get chores done like cleaning, shopping, laundry, etc., which is great when she can get that stuff done on her off days. But these are things that can also be done on the weekend. Okay, maybe yes. She will leave other, more labor-intensive chores for me to do on the weekend. We have a 1-acre yard, so there is always yard work to be done, and it is nearly impossible for me to do that kind of work on Saturdays when she's at work and I have the kids. Oh yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I've talked to her numerous times about doing yard work on her days off when I'm at work and the kids are in daycare. But she refuses because it's too hard, which yeah, I know. I'm the only one who does it. It's even harder when you're chasing around 2 kids. That means that I have to spend pretty much my entire Sunday doing yard work every single week. Is there not a way for y'all to like team up or something? I have no idea. Like, come on. Where is the compromise? We've argued because she gets a work and kid-free day to herself to get things done. But she picks the easiest chores and leaves the hard ones for me to do on my one remaining weekend day. I work Monday through Friday, then have the kids by myself all day Saturday. I just want to spend some time on Sunday watching football and relaxing, but I can't because of the yard work. This past week, my wife took Thursday off and got some chores done. When I got home with the kids that night, she made some comments that pissed me off. She kept saying, "We still need to mow the lawn this weekend. We need to trim some bushes and trees and bring the brush to the yard waste site. I think we should break up all the fallen pine needles and pine cones to use as fire starters." I snapped at her and asked her which of those things she was going to do, since she kept saying, "we." She got defensive and said she is going to be watching the kids so that I can get that stuff done. I told her that I think she is using the word "we" incorrectly then, because it sounds like I'm going to be the one doing all of it. She then went off about all the things she got done on her day off. When I told her that I could do all of those things on Saturday, even with the kids, but she refuses to do any of the hard stuff. I then asked her if she could tell me the last day she had the kids by herself when I wasn't home. She couldn't answer and called me a jerk. Oh. I told her if I can learn to fold a fitted sheet, then she can learn how to use a rake, a lawnmower, a weed whip, etc. I also told her that I'm going to start planning things for myself on weekends so that I have my own time, even if it means hiring a sitter. She thinks I'm overreacting and expecting too much of her because the yard work is hard. It does feel, it's like, it's giving unfair. It is unfair. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. My wife takes off during the week when I'm at work and the kids are in daycare. She uses these days to get things done around the house, but she always does the easier, less laborious jobs and leaves the hard ones for me. I called her out for this and she told me I am being a jerk and expecting too much of her. I think I may be the asshole for calling my wife out for never doing the hard chores. Actually, I'm gonna say, I don't know, because it is good to, I mean, you snapped. That's, like, you shouldn't have gotten to the point, but also, like, I feel like communication should have been, like, one of the previous steps. But I can understand easily losing time because, like, you know, you guys are working and with the kids and everything. I'm gonna say not the asshole because she should have, like, she knew what she was kind of doing, but I feel like they should have talked it out first. But, I mean, maybe sometimes it takes, like, a breaking point before the conversation can be opened, which is also not good, but, you know, it'd be like that. Info. Why did you buy a house with 1 acre if you both hate yard work? Cause, could the house be the asshole? If she does yard work on her day off, will you happily do the cleaning, shopping, and laundry on Saturday? Cleaning, grocery shopping, and laundry, etc. also seems like they would need to be completely more often, daily, weekly, than most yard work. I love and hate grocery shopping. Dude, grocery shopping actually gets me, like, overstimulated, and I get really pissed off if we're, like, in the store for too long. Yeah, I'm gonna also go with not the asshole, because it is kind of unfair, and I think she probably did know what she was doing. Alright, this one is, am I the asshole for attending my ex's wedding? What? No? I'm gonna say no. Unless, like, why would the ex invite you, right? Unless you're with your partner and they're like, why are you going? Then I don't see what the problem is with that either, to be fair, actually. I'm gonna say no. I don't know if I'm in the wrong or if I'm being gaslit. Oh! Damn. I, 36 female, attended my ex's 37 male wedding this weekend, and I apparently failed a test. What? What? My ex, Adam, and I dated in high school from the time we were 15 to 18, when we amicably split up to go to college in different states. Since college, we've kept in Facebook familiar contact where we'd wish each other happy birthday or congratulate each other on big milestones, but have no other contact in the 20 or so years since then. About a year ago, I saw his engagement post on his Facebook and congratulated him. A few months ago, he Facebook messaged me, asked how I was doing, and said he wanted to have a bit of a high school get-together at his wedding since he was holding it in our hometown. He was inviting most of our mutual friend circle, and he'd love for me to attend too. I hadn't seen most of these friends in over a decade, and I thought the idea sounded fun, so I accepted the invitation. The wedding was this past weekend, and it was incredibly normal. I attended with my husband, he got to meet all of my high school friends and their parents, and we had a great time. Sunday morning, I wake up to a slew of Facebook messages from my ex's new wife about my audacity to attend the wedding and how out of all of his former girlfriends, I was the only one who failed the test when they dated when they were 15 or 18. They're in their 30s. What do you mean? What? That's redonkulous, brother. She said that clearly you shouldn't attend an ex's wedding unless you're still hung up on them, and how I must be planning to steal her new husband away. Oh my god, girl, I'm so sorry about your self-esteem on that. I'm so sorry that you like. That's what do you mean? What do you actually mean? I was shocked, but also apologized if I had been unwelcomed and how I must have misunderstood as my reason for attending was to see old friends. She immediately responded and again said that no sane woman with good intentions would ever think it was okay to attend their ex's wedding. I again apologized if I was unwelcomed and hoped my presence hadn't detracted from her day. I then messaged my ex and apologized if I had misunderstood and hoped I hadn't caused any issues. He replied that he was glad I attended. The invitation had been sincere. There was no separate event planned. He was glad to see the old friend group and apologized about his new wife's messages. Day one of being married and you already got apologized. That's so crazy. Okay. Oh my god. I left it at that, thinking it was a closed matter. Normal. That seems appropriate. A few hours later, the new wife is messaging me again. Oh my god, girl, what? Complaining about how I was trying to manipulate her new husband to make her look crazy. Girl! If the shoe fits. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm not sure, actually. I decided this was not a ship I wanted to sail on. Took a screenshot of all of her message and my replies, sent them to the ex, and said I was just going to go ahead and block them both so I couldn't be accused of inappropriate contact with anyone. Yesterday, I started getting messages from the bride's sister saying I poisoned my ex against his new wife, and I shouldn't have kept the messages to myself. I'm also being told I could have just avoided all of this by knowing I shouldn't attend my ex's wedding. This has got to be fake. I'm honestly not sure if I'm in the wrong or if I'm being gaslit by an insecure woman and her sister. You are. So, am I the asshole for attending my ex's wedding? No! What do you mean? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I accepted an invite to my ex's wedding and apparently failed a test because I should have known that was a faux pas. I don't know if it is widely known as a faux pas, but maybe I should have? My ex and his new wife are having a fight because I accepted the invitation and attended. I have caused issues within the marriage because my ex was sincerely inviting me while his new bride was testing to see if I was still interested in my ex or not. That is not your fault. That is the wife's fault for behaving in that way. What do you mean? Like, you are married to this person. What do you mean? Literally married. What? Not the asshole. You received an invitation to a wedding from an old boyfriend from high school and you literally, oh my gosh, from 15 to 18. 36 and 37. Your brain isn't even fully developed at 15 or 18. Not the asshole. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? shouldn't you guys have a conversation before the wedding, which I'm sure they have, if there's like, you know, any like lingering feelings for other people, and like go based off of that, or if she is just genuinely feeling insecure, like that is, don't put that on to others, brother. Don't put that on to others, because that is such an insane way to go about it. Not the ass, so you received an invitation to a wedding from an old boyfriend from high school, and you attended the wedding. A few months ago, he Facebook messaged me, asked how I was doing, and said he wanted to have a bit of a high school get-together at his wedding since he was holding it in our hometown. It was a cordial invitation, and the groom urged you to attend. The wedding was this past weekend, and it was incredibly normal. I attended with my husband. Literally attended with her husband! What do you mean? Literally, what do you mean? But that's bad crap crazy. So you went to the wedding with your husband, and he's your wingman while you try to rekindle your high school relationship with the groom on his wedding date? Oh my god, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. Because this person, I don't know. That's just so ridiculous. I then messaged my ex and apologized if I had misunderstood and hoped I hadn't caused any issues. Which I feel like that is, I feel like that is appropriate. After that, the fallout of these erratic and rabid attacks are in the bride's hands. If her husband was displeased, she needs to face the music. Actions have consequences. It's not your problem. Yep. Oh, that's bad crap crazy. So you went to a wedding with your husband and he's your wingman while you try to rekindle your high school relationship with the girl on his wedding date? Okay, you single-handedly just made me see how ridiculous this is. I was getting lost and causing issues in someone else's relationship and letting myself get gaslit. You're right. The scenario is bizarre and clearly not a me problem, but a her problem. Yes! Let's go. Okay. Am I the asshole for giving up on learning my girlfriend's mother tongue? No, but I mean, I'm gonna say no. So my girlfriend is from an Asian country, won't say which, but basically her parents are really keen on me learning their language. My girlfriend would also like me to learn it. It's a very, very difficult language for me, and I've made a strong effort to learn it. I've memorized many words and phrases for many occasions. However, in this language, the tone of vowels is very important and I can't get it right. I've put so much effort, and whenever I speak it or say anything, my girlfriend's family and friends laugh at me. Aww. It's very disheartening and very rude because I've made genuine effort and out so much time and effort to learn these phrases. I've decided it's not worth it and I don't want to learn it. My girlfriend can speak English fine anyway, so what's the point? Aww. Not the asshole. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. 1. I gave up on learning my girlfriend's language because her family and friends laugh at me whenever I try to speak it. That's so rude. 2. Her parents are quite keen on me learning it. It really hurts me that I put so much time and effort into learning your language and your family just laughs at me. No one tries to gently correct my mistakes. No one reassures me that they know it's difficult. No one gives me any kind of encouragement. They just laugh. It makes me feel worthless, like I'm not good enough and never will be. I'm tired of trying when my best efforts are just a joke to the people that I'm trying to show respect to. Yeah, say that to her. Like, he didn't say his girlfriend was, but like, I feel like it should have, you know? Not the asshole. It's incredibly disheartening when your genuine efforts are met with ridicule or disdain. And whether they mean to or not, that's how their laughter is coming across. I would recommend not saying the last line of your post to your girlfriend. It makes it sound like you don't care, which isn't accurate. You do care, and that's why the laughter has hurt so much. Aww, Diana. I would just like to emphasize this point for OP. Putting effort and time into something because you care about it and then being made fun of by your small mistakes, that hurts like hell, dude. Yep. Aw, not the asshole. Am I the asshole for picking my stepdad over my biological father? I'm gonna say no. My instant reaction is no. I, 28 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 30 male, for almost 2 years now. A couple weeks ago, I had a girls' night with my best friend, mom, and sister, where we sparked a conversation about when I thought we would get engaged and married. Aw, eewee. About 45 minutes after, I received a call from my biological father. Let's call him Paul. I stepped away and answered his call. The call started off with our typical, how are you, and what have you been up to? My normal response is to tell him what I've been doing for the time being, which I did. I told him I was having girls' night and jokingly mentioned that we're teasing me about getting married soon. He responded with, "You should. I can't wait to walk my daughter down the aisle." I went silent. Oh! 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 For some backstory, my mom met Paul while visiting some family out of state. She went back again to visit him a few times when she got pregnant with me. She came home to have me, and Paul never came to see me or visit after I was born. My mom started dating my dad, her on and off boyfriend. Let's call him Steve. When I was only a few months old. Steve had been my dad since then. He had raised me and taken care of me all my life. I didn't really know that Paul was my biological father until I was about 8. I still have no real relationship with him since that day. As I got older, we have had some communication, but nothing very consistent. So when he mentioned wanting to walk me down the aisle one day when I got married, I was caught off guard. I cleared my throat and told Paul that although I would love for him to attend, I would be asking Steve to walk me whenever the day has to come. I could tell he was more or less angry when he came back and said, "But he's not your father. I am." Just because you were part of making the child and you were not there does not make you the father. Like, good job on being why she exists, but you stop there if you didn't. Like, no, absolutely not. Shut up. Before the conversation could get more heated, I simply stated that Steve is indeed my father and I was going to hang up the phone. I hang up and went on with my girls' night, not giving the conversation another thought until 3 days later. I got a long text from Paul explaining why Steve shouldn't be allowed to walk me down the aisle and how I was insensitive for not thinking he would want to walk me. I haven't responded yet, but he keeps having my sisters, Paul's other daughters, try and contact me to say I should see it from his point of view. Am I the asshole? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I could have heard him out more or had a more in-depth conversation about the situation. It is getting the band-aid ripped off. You still have the opportunity to have this in-depth conversation with him too. Like, that hasn't gone away. It's just, he's gonna be angry from no matter how you go about it, I feel like, though. Not the asshole, but Paul certainly is. Yep, you don't owe Paul anything. He should consider himself lucky to be invited. Yep. Steve has been my dad since then. He has raised me and taken care of me all of my life. Case closed. Yep. Am I the asshole for asking my aunt if she's happy that she raised a man-child that no one likes or wants to be near? No. My response probably wasn't very not asshole. English is not my first language, and this might be all over the place. I apologize in advance. Okay, so I, 25 male, have a cousin that's the same age as me, 25 male. I have 2 older siblings and 1 younger. My cousin is, as my aunt calls him, an angel, but I believe that he's the devil incarnated. Oh, golly. My aunt, 55 female, only had my cousins as a child because there are some complications at his birth that made it impossible for her to have any other children. Ooh. So in her eyes, everyone had to accommodate her and my cousin. My cousin, let's call him Steve, is the worst kind of garbage that I have ever met. No one in my immediate family likes him, as he called my older brother told my older sister that he hopes her pregnancy goes wrong. What the? The first part is already out of pocket. Told my younger sister that she's an immoral girl because she has a boyfriend even though she's 23. Get out of the basement and touch grass, brother. Oh my god. He has stolen, hit, and verbally abused us since the day that Frap learned to talk. Dang. My aunt has a habit of defending him whenever he does something wrong, and the rest of the family just keeps quiet to keep the peace. Oof. I don't, and everyone knows I don't take Steve's bullcrap. Sounds like somebody I know. About 2 years ago, I met my now fiance, and she's the love of my life, and I know Steve hates me for it, as apparently he wanted to ask her out. He only wanted that, though, after I introduced my fiance to the rest of my family. My aunt demanded that I break up with her so Steve could date her. What the? I laughed in my aunt's face and told her to fuck off. As you should. Fast forward to Sunday, we were all gathered at my grandparents' house, and me and my fiance decided to tell everyone that we are engaged. My family was happy, but Steve started to shout and scream how I ruined his life and tried to jump at us. What? What? My aunt stopped him and told me that this was my fault for not breaking up with her when she told me to. What? Oh my god. Here is where I might be the asshole, but I kinda unleashed 25 years of frustration onto my aunt and cousin. I told my aunt she should be ashamed of her son that has no education, lives at home, tries to make everyone's life miserable because she failed as a parent. Oh! Then I asked if she was happy that she raised a man-child that no one likes or wants to be near. Oh! My aunt and cousin left the party quietly after my rant. My grandparents told me that I was out of line and need to apologize to them. No. My siblings and parents told me I have nothing to apologize for. Go family. Not grandparents, though. Y'all can go apologize. The thing is, my grandparents have always had our backs when it came to handling my aunt and Steve before. I'm starting to feel bad. Am I the asshole? They probably just think you went a little too far, and they didn't want to admit it, but it needed to be said. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I think I might be the asshole for going on my rant, as my grandparents always have had my family's back when it comes to backing us up. You know, that's fair. I think they probably just thought it was a little out of line and, like, and caught astray. Not the asshole. Don't try to keep the peace with people that want nothing but war. Damn. This cousin will never change and the aunt will never stop defending him. Just go no contact with them and move on with your life. It'll be much better not having to worry about what they'll do next.